You kidding me?
Oh, it's on.
Going. Should we insert the recording of the first introduction you did?
Yeah.
All right, insert
The
that
intro.
here.
What is this?
All right, like intro.
Oh, the guitar?
Yeah.
Bobby, you want to introduce us?
No, I don't know what to say. Okay, I'll say. Welcome, Hanto podcast listeners, to the first video podcast, episode 2. We're here with our good friend Bradley.
What's going on, guys?
As you recall, last podcast was about Will's Wakers. This is Will's boyfriend. Actually.
Yeah, kind of got roped into that one. Not exactly sure what happened, but we did it somehow.
We touched on that in the last episode too.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
Last episode was kind of a blur. I don't really remember.
Right? I
Well,
listened.
last episode was what? That was like 6 months ago.
Yeah, I was in June.
Yeah, I
July.
listened to that on the way back to school. We're on location. Bobby and Bradley are at our friend's Troy's house, and
We're in the security room.
I'm down at school in Greenville. So I listened to it on the drive because I was like, I don't even remember what I posted.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
Yeah, last episode was good. It had some good multiple topics.
Yeah, it
Facts.
was very spread out.
So today we decided we would either talk about summer camp or baseball. What are the odds we wind up talking about both?
Oh, 100%.
Or something completely different.
Or something completely different. Yeah, don't bother me.
Probably so.
Last time we talked about Will's Wakers, then we started talking about like the Demo Ranch dude on YouTube, and then like me flirting with yourself and seeing what your girlfriend would do.
Yeah.
That's
Hey, man.
Just
Broad topics.
facts. All right,
Hold to it loosely.
Bradley, you want to explain what happened with baseball? Because you're kind of the one that started it.
A little bit. Sure. Okay. So here we go. Here's what happened, right? So I've been playing baseball for probably like 90% of my life. Which has been great, but I kind of never really had, except for a couple
That's like-
instances. I mean, it's been
like 18
13
years.
13. Yeah,
Oh.
not 90%. Sorry for all you accountants that listen to the podcast. It was I've been playing for like 13, 14 years of my life. And except for a few instances, I never really got to play like with my best friends, which always kind of stunk. I always made friends playing, but it's like I never got to play with my best friends. So it was like, all right, senior year, summer ball, this is like all I'm doing. It's like I gotta play with my buddies, right? And so it took a lot of convincing, but I got David and Bobby, and we got Lewis, Jay Smoody, Isaac, dude. We had the team. Who else?
Ethan Booker.
Ethan Booker played with us. Mackay,
Everybody else. Yeah.
Mackay, and then
I
it was a
hyped
whole bunch of
I
other.
was on the team.
Yeah, dude, Mackay. Shout out to Mackay if you're listening to this. If he ever listens to this, Mackay, we miss you and we gotta hang out with you
Yeah.
soon.
I drove by
But
insurance today and I was like,
maybe Mackay's there.
yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
I
But
played
anyways,
once and he was.
our-
I was so
yeah,
excited.
yeah. He said he was working there the one time he went.
You work up insurance?
That's so embarrassing. My mom is texting me during the podcast.
Ah.
Call her. We have to have a mom on every podcast.
Every podcast. I think she'd be a little overwhelmed if she picked up the phone and was on the Hanto
The
podcast.
verified account. Yeah.
The
to all you
verified
viewers,
account.
You guys verified. You know, it's kind of David, but
Yeah, I get a text from Bobby. He's like, dude, we're verified on Spotify. I was like, what? I check it
That's
out and it's
impressive.
like, we got the blue check mark and everything.
we do. So it makes us feel kind of warm inside.
Yeah.
But
Except I got the app so I can see how many streams we get on Spotify. It's like 2 a month.
hey, it's better than something.
Let's
Or
see
better
what
than nothing. It's better than nothing. Not
Better
than
something.
something.
better than something.
There it is. Where's the camera at?
Verified. There's the check.
Hey, last 7
Uh,
days,
Close enough.
4 listeners, 5
Can't even see
streams,
it.
29 followers.
They can just believe me.
Yeah, they know it's there.
What was it, David?
4 listeners, 5 streams, and 29 followers.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty. I mean, it's better than 0.
Okay. Anyways, back to baseball. I don't remember where I left off.
Everybody, all the guys that played.
All the guys. So we got all these guys to play because it was like my senior year. A lot of us were seniors, so we're like, let's go out with a bang. And honestly, it was like my favorite year of baseball I ever played. Like it was so like chill. I probably took it way too seriously for how like chill and relaxed it was, but like it was so fun. I
No,
mean,
we were
just
still competitive.
oh,
Yeah.
we were pretty
Hilarious.
competitive. We were pretty good too. We weren't a bad team.
We like went like 1-7, and we
Yeah, I was
should
gonna
have
say, we
been.
only-
7-1, 7-1.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no,
I mean, I might say we were pretty good. We won.
yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Yeah, no, but we did. We were 7-1, and the one game that we lost, we should have won because it was definitely on us. Because like we weren't like it was just a bad.
Yeah, it was a rough day. I didn't tell you guys this too, but that game, I had just gotten back from Omaha. Remember, because I had went to the College World Series,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the night before, my friends and I we were being stupid and messing around, and I jumped in this like private lake, and I didn't realize how shallow it was, and I cut the whole bottom of my foot. It was like cut down the middle like that, and so it like hurt to walk and step on it, and then I had to pitch that game because, yeah,
Oh my
Ooh,
gosh. That's
Yeah.
that's why we lost.
it might be, and I'm not making
Dang it,
excuses.
Bradley.
I'm sorry,
No, that's not why.
but
It might have played a reason.
oh my goodness, Dave's got a gun.
No!
Put the gun away. Bobby's got a pen. Hang on, Bobby's getting more weapons. We got all of Troy's 3D
Oh
printed.
yeah. He's gonna
Magic.
blow our gun. My pocket knife is loose. I need to tighten.
Do, 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 do.
Bobby just breaking out a Mandalorian helmet.
Yeah, this you know it gets real when we bring the Vescar out.
This is gonna make no sense to anybody listening on Spotify.
Yeah, sorry listeners,
I
but
forgot to-
Troy has a Mandalorian helmet that he 3D printed, and it's kind of goated. We all
It
like to
looks
put it
like-
on and
Realistic over Zoom.
unacceptable. He said it. Oh my goodness, he said it.
Clip it. Clip that out.
We're gonna bleep that
Edit,
out.
edit.
We-
Yeah,
I
beep,
feel like dancing.
beep.
Yeah, we beeped it.
Not even gonna beep it. It's just gonna be like me being lazy. Just gonna add a recording of me saying, just not good.
Unacceptable.
Yep.
Crazy.
So just
I'm
click
trying to remember.
and move it back.
Yeah,
Huh.
exactly. What else was big with baseball?
Bobby and I
you.
played in high school.
What'd you say?
That was the first season Bobby and I ever played in high school because I quit in junior high.
Yeah,
I quit
you and
junior
I,
high
you and I were you and I in the same team year last year?
No,
No, because that was in majors. Did you play pony?
yeah, I
Oh, okay.
played through 8th grade.
Okay. Yeah. No, I remember when you played on my team because you got a rocket shot right back at you while you were pitching. I thought you were gonna die.
That was
No,
my
literally. Yeah,
first
go
time
ahead
ever
and tell it,
pitching.
David.
It was first time ever pitching, and there was a kid. Oh shoot, I'm blanking on his name. Was it Blake?
Blake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Blake.
Blake.
Big,
played on
big
my-
Blake.
Like who?
I don't remember.
Oh, it's just some random guy.
He played on my team a couple of years later, and he was like the biggest kid in the league, so we called him Brisket.
Like sure.
What?
We called him Brisket a couple of years later when he played.
Oh,
On
brisket.
Wow.
Makai was on
Fat
that team
Joe.
too, and he
He
wanted
was. Oh my
he,
goodness.
he wanted to be called Bullet because he was fast.
I'll
But
get
so because bullets are fast.
So your last episode was on guns, so that's kind of embarrassing.
So
Bobby's
guns
like,
and bullets
I can
are
talk about guns all
completely
day.
separate.
True.
But
I don't know
so-
anything about guns.
Jim right here.
But so Brisket gets up to bat, and I had 2 strikes on him, and then maybe a ball or two. But then the next pitch after I got the second strike, he hit a line drive straight back to my ribs. I'm not gonna lie, I think he dented a rib.
Yo, it was hard. I was playing second base and I go, oh,
Oh,
I was like shocked that it happened. I was like,
just got
David
beaten?
might die.
Yeah, my
Oh,
dad
my
thought I
God.
was never gonna pitch again. He was like, he's done. He's gonna hate it.
That's a scary thing too. Getting hit while you're pitching is terrifying.
well, like in that league, like the ball's like what? 8
Oh,
miles
the
an
ball's
hour?
probably well, and
Up
if you're in
that.
like 6th grade, the ball's coming at like maybe 60, 70 miles an hour at most.
Okay, still.
But yeah,
A
still
little
a
ball,
baseball,
7
yeah.
miles an hour.
It
Oh,
did
hits you in
something.
the heart.
Like when I'm working out and stuff,
That's so short.
Yeah,
I'll
It's
still
also
get pains in
your
that
fault.
exact spot.
really?
It'll hurt like in the bone. And
Dude,
maybe
that's rough.
like psychosomatic, but it feels like the ribs kind of dent down there.
You probably amputated it.
You went in there and cut it out. It's a medical
It's
term.
a medical thing.
Only Bobby knows. Bobby's the only med person here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was,
Last episode
Bradley,
I
was
was not
your
a
dad
med
coaching
person.
that season?
Huh? Is it Bradley or Bobby? Our name's not
Bradley.
Yeah.
Head coaching that season?
Yeah, my dad coached. Yeah.
Was he the
Because
head?
remember we were yeah, he was head coach was because we went to the tournament and we had lost like 2 games before the tournament and we lost in the first round.
That's right.
It was like some team that had barely ever won. We like lost by 2. It was like a stupid close game. I don't even remember what happened.
That was like us with Cubs this year.
Yeah. All I remember was like crying. I just went into the car and like I get way too competitive about sports. And like when I was younger, I was like the ultra competitive kid. Like nobody wanted to play with me. And like I would like flip out when I didn't win. And so I remember like losing
Seriously?
I remember losing this game and just like not talking to anybody, just bawling my eyes out in the car because I was so
Don't talk to
frustrated.
me.
I was like, Mom, stop. It was rough.
Honestly, at that point for me, since all my brothers played baseball, I was so sick of going to games. I was kind of like, yeah, it stinks, but
Yeah, Bill's
a
character.
couple less games. And I knew I couldn't say that because I would have gotten mugged by the team.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
might
like when you're younger or like not like
When I was younger.
recent?
But
Oh,
that's why I
like
quit in
last
high
year,
school.
Like
No, that's why I quit in high school because I was like, I'm done. There's too many baseball games in the summer for me because Nate, Seth, and Mark were all playing. And then Mark and I both quit the same year because Mark wanted to fish and I was just tired of the sport.
Yeah, I was talking to Mark about that recently. I was like, why'd you stop playing baseball? He goes, well, I want more time to fish. So I was like, might as well stop baseball. And I was like, you know what? For a man that like would stop playing baseball to like fish,
to fish.
fair enough. And obviously it got him somewhere because now he fishes in college. So there you go, Mark.
Bass fishing.
Yeah.
Dude, Phil Robertson quit baseball so he could duck hunt.
Really?
Yeah.
Phil Robertson,
Oh,
Duck Dynasty.
yeah.
But so,
Crazy.
yeah. But then Bobby was like, dude, Bradley wants us to play baseball. And I was like, I'm done with baseball.
Yeah,
It was
I was
like that-
completely against it too.
it felt
It took some convincing. It really did.
It was bad.
It felt like those
Bad.
movies where it's like the
I was not
dude
happy.
that's sworn off being a spy gets asked to do spy work again. And I was like, no, I'm done. That was my past life.
Oh,
Like, no, you should do it. And then I came back and I was like, I kind of love this.
Yeah.
That was a
Like John
fun
Wick did.
season.
when John Wick comes back into work, remember?
I
Like,
haven't
his wife dies and he retires, and then somebody kills his dog, and he's like,
So I haven't seen the movies.
"Oh,
And now I don't need to see them because Bobby just spoiled every little bit of it. So
Welcome to my life, man. He showed me the ending.
no, that's not me. That's your brother. Mark spoiled like Spider-Man for you, and I was playing Warzone with you when that happened.
Yeah.
That's like one of the biggest movie spoilers ever. He told him like everything that happens in Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
The new one.
Ending.
No Way Home.
Spider-Man.
Oh, you mean with like Peter Parker dying? Oh, it came out. I'm so sorry. Oh, snap.
That
For
got
our
really loud.
listeners- I'm sorry, David. For our listeners, like, sorry. I get this is a my podcast. I keep saying
Yeah.
R. For your listeners,
You
you're gonna
are
be like Jace Robinson
inducted.
in the one, yeah. So like Jace Robinson in the Unashamed podcast, he's like not a part of it. He's on every episode
wow.
because he was like, I just came as a guest and never left. So that's you now.
I don't need to be here all the time. But anyways,
You gotta-
your listeners. I don't even remember what I was saying. If I'm being honest, I lost it.
Bro, we're talking
So-
about Spider-Man.
oh yeah, for your listeners, sorry for that spoiler, but now you know Spider-Man is dead, and there's no more Spider-Man movies ever. So, sorry. That's what happens.
But yeah, I was glad that you guys talked me into playing again because that was a blast.
It was.
It's my favorite season, playing baseball.
Yeah, dude. I remember our first like little practice thing that we did. You remember that? We were at like the
By
Schick's
Will's
house
house,
for
yeah.
a Bible study like Friday night, and then we were like, you know what? If we're gonna do this baseball thing, we should practice. Oh, you're talking about the first
Yeah,
one,
like our first.
yeah,
first thing.
in like Will's backyard kind of thing.
Yeah, it was like we were like, you know what? Let's just go over. Like we were trying to find a baseball field, but the one that we were gonna go to was like they had a game on. it.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
we're like, you know what? There's these houses next. Well, like, was it? I guess I shouldn't say last names. Oops. Our Fred's
Clip it.
house right next to like these baseball fields. And we were like, you know what? We'll just go over there and play. It ended up being
Yeah.
super small and it didn't really like fit us like a high school field. But dude, that was
It
like
was
so
so
fun.
fun. It was hilarious.
Because Troy
too.
came, shout out Troy. Troy
It's
was
Troy's house.
he's somewhere around here. Troy was our bat boy, okay? And when you've got a guy like Troy as your bat boy, you know you're gonna win games.
Yeah, you guys don't
he-
know what he looks like, but
Yeah, you don't know what Troy looks like. Maybe someday he'll be featured on the podcast.
He might
but
be.
like
Throw a picture of him. Up.
Troy, yeah, just ding.
shirtless
But like,
though.
dude, okay.
Wait.
He has.
He is
He's jacked.
he's jacked. And he also is keep it on
Oh,
the
yeah,
DL.
true.
We're not supposed to talk about that.
You're putting it on the podcast.
No,
We have
clipping
7
that.
listeners.
Hey,
It's like Troy.
wait. You're saying it's okay to say this because nobody listens to our podcast?
I didn't say that. That's what you said. You were the one that said we have
Who
seven.
said that? This guy.
I need to find a picture of Troy.
It's good.
That was like the tortilla thing, dude. I chucked a tortilla
Yeah.
like plastic thing and like whatever it's called, Aldi's, and landed in the box.
He just like took it and flung it, and it like landed right in a box of rice or something like that.
Yeah,
And we like freaked out inside of all these.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
it's crazy. Anyways, one thing about baseball that I remember like a lot, and especially from this like little practice we had, was this guy becoming my catcher for the
Yeah,
whole season.
yeah. A
Let
bond.
me see if I can find that picture.
It's like when a kid's like growing up and their bones aren't like fused together. Then they grow up and they go. That was like me and Bradley growing up, and then we just fused.
I was proud of you because that first practice, I was like, he's gonna get smoked in the face with a pitch and gonna be done. Because Bobby was playing baseball partially because he didn't get to play football because he had too many concussions.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Literally.
Ironic.
Yo, I don't have the
Um,
picture on my phone anymore.
Which one?
It was the one like of you putting on the catcher's gear for the first time.
Really?
It was so funny. I have a couple videos.
But I thought for sure Bobby was gonna get smoked and just like KO'd or something. And then he did good, and I was like,
Yeah, your first time
Fair
doing it, it
enough.
was like almost you had like been a natural at it, like a little bit. Like obviously, like to be a catcher, like no joke, catching is one of the hardest positions in
It
baseball.
was hard.
Like it's like next to like I'd say pitcher.
Pitching
'Cause
is definitely
pitchers
hard.
like
That's like the quarterback of like the
pitchers
team.
like quarterback exactly. Catchers like right there too.
Catches
And
like the
for
wide
you to, like,
receiver.
yeah, and
get
for
it.
Bobby to have like no catching experience whatsoever and just jump in there and play and be like a high school catcher, like and do as good as he did, it was very impressive.
It comes from Paul.
Yeah, DHP.
Dude. tell him about DHP.
DHP. That's my dad. We call him DHP because Deer Hunting Paul. Because Paul has like Paul, and there's like when he goes hunting, he's like a different man. He's like a Navy
in
SEAL.
the zone.
He's in the zone. And so what happened is Paul back in the day, like he's still a unit, but like back in the day, he was like crazy. He was very like, what's the word? Not
Intense?
stubborn. Intense.
Oh, like
No, stubborn's a
set
good
in
word
his
for it.
ways.
Stubborn's a good word. Yeah, stubborn's
Yeah.
yeah. So my grandpa, Paul's dad, so Paul's my dad. So my dad's dad was coaching their team. And my dad was catching. And he was left-handed or whatever. No, my dad's right-handed, but the batter was like left-handed or whatever. And my dad said like he gambled on like the catch and like stood up into it or
This
something.
would be your throw hand if he's.
Oh,
right.
yeah. So he went up into it, and the tip of the bat came and cracked my dad in the elbow, and so it was like super loud and everything. "Ah," and my dad was like, "Oh, you know." So my grandpa, because I was like, "You're good," and my dad's like, "Oh, good. I'm good. And he's like, "Are you sure you're good?" And he's like, "I'm good. I'm fine." And so then my grandpa's like, "Oh, okay." So he walks back, and my dad took one more pitch. He goes, "Whoa." He goes, "I don't think I'm good." So they went to the hospital, shattered the whole elbow. It was completely shattered.
Oh my goodness. That would
Yeah.
be very painful.
That would be painful. Get a bat, a metal.
Oh.
Well, they probably used wood bats back then, did they? I guess he's not that old.
Back in like Babe Ruth's era,
Back
when my
in-
dad
My
played.
dad played.
You know when they invented baseball in like 1908? Yeah, like then they probably used wood bats.
They're probably
you
playing on
seen-
Lincoln.
Have you
Yeah.
seen the clip how baseball was invented?
I was just thinking about that
No.
when it's like he like
something happens, like he like makes up a rule on the spot. He's like, no, because that goes like that. He's like, that's not what you said earlier.
Yeah,
You
he's
ever seen that video?
It's like playground games.
Yeah, I know.
You're
Have you
making
seen
games-
it?
No, I haven't.
Oh
It's
my
like a
gosh, I'm gonna
tournament.
pull it
I'd
up
love
for
to
later.
watch it later.
I'll have to look it up
Yeah.
so I don't
Add it
forget
to
it.
the search history.
My favorite part is so he like contradicts himself, and this one
Yeah.
dude playing shortstop goes, there was a shorter guy, and he goes, "Hey, that's not what you said." And he goes, "Shut up, shortstop," and starts laughing. And he goes,
Shortstop,
"Your name forever and ever, shortstop, 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 shortstop." And it's like
Thinking
that's
about
how
it,
the
he's
position
short.
got named.
Dude, there's a new
That was
Jurassic
fun.
World.
You didn't know that?
No, I haven't seen him.
Yeah. June 22nd. It comes out.
Dude, the crazy thing, backtracking a little bit about what happened with Paul, or not crazy thing,
What?
but funny to me, is
Oh.
just knowing Grandpa Mike. Because I can
Yeah.
just imagine like Paul being like, I'm good, and Mike just going, okay. And just
Yep.
walking back, and somebody be like, is he good? And he'd be like, well, no. But he thinks
Exactly.
I'd put
No,
money
exactly.
on something like that happened afterwards.
Oh yeah. No, totally.
Dude.
Yeah, your dad seems like one of those guys where it's like even if like he's hurt or something's affecting him, like he's just gonna go until he like physically can't like anymore.
Exactly. That's
Which
how he
is
was.
like something to respect because like there's some people that it's like if you get hurt, they're like done immediately. But it's like your dad's like the kind of guy that's like gonna keep trying and
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
I physically can't anymore.
I feel
Exactly.
like also, Paul trusts you if he'll tell you something hurts.
Probably.
Like, if
yeah,
you-
that would be fair.
He'll laugh things off all the time. Like if we were working, just like if it happened, I can't remember the time that this did, but like if he like smoked his thumb with a nail or with a hammer or something, he'd probably just be like, oh man, look, I broke my thumb. That kind of hurts.
Yeah. No, legit. That's exactly how he is. He just doesn't care.
He's built different.
He ain't bad.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else was big during baseball. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly,
He had a crazy catch that like ended the game. Remember that?
no.
Remember your outfield catch? That was a
Last
crazy.
game?
It was like a really intense game.
Yeah.
And you got like he ended it because remember like they were like something. It was like the bases were
Yes.
loaded or something like that.
Yes, I do remember that.
That was
That
my
was
proudest moment that season.
That was very big. That was very
I think I
big.
only missed one pop-up. Like I had to catch one or two off the hop because I couldn't get in time.
Yeah.
But that was the next, I think that was the next hit after the first one I missed all season. And I
Huh.
was mad I missed one.
Yeah, sure.
And I knew I couldn't get there in time. And honestly, I only got the play in time because the guy wasn't paying attention that was running.
Huh.
Because if he had stayed on first, there wouldn't have been a problem. But I think he thought I missed the hop because I ran and I slid and caught it and stood up and threw it to Mackay. And the dude didn't pay attention and started going to second, and they caught him in a hot box halfway.
Huh. Was that against East Peoria or was it the Cubs?
Yeah.
He's sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Cubs was the game where we beat him like
On a
8-1
walk-off.
in the first
Oh
time.
yeah, the first time we played him, we crushed them, and then it was like the last time we played him because it was all the BCC boys.
Mhm.
It was like a close game.
It was
like-
crazy.
Like we won on a walk-off walk, which is like kind of a
It was a
like a-
down like
yeah. It was like not the most fun way to like walk off a game, but like we still won. So
wait, no, it wasn't a walk.
Short
Because
player.
remember he hit it, ran the first got out, and then Jacob scored.
no, it was a walk.
Was it? Because
Yeah,
it was.
it definitely was.
Oh,
a
that's
walk.
so sad.
Yeah.
Oh, we still won though.
Yeah, we won.
Was that the
and-
game that they were short players, so we had to rotate out?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I came right out of pitching and they were like, we need a right fielder. And I like ran in the dugout and I wasn't up for like 8 batters. And I just like picked my glove up and just sprinted. I was like, I'm doing it.
Dude, I made the mistake. I didn't understand how coach was having us like sub in and out. And it was like if you were the last to bat, you went back out. And somehow it like circled around and I was out there for 2 whole innings. But I
Jeez.
ran back in every time because I thought I was coming in.
Oh, you're getting reps in.
Yeah, so
David's
I
just
went
looking
out.
shape.
Finished that half inning, came back, and coach was like, "Hey, you're going out for them." So I went back out, finished, I run back in, and the blue looks at me and he's like, "You staying in this time?" I was like, "I don't know." I get back and they're like, "Hey, you're back out." And I walk back. I was like,
Like, dude, I can do anything.
"Not coming in yet." And I go back in finally. I was like, hopefully they let me stay.
Yeah, honestly.
If you can make the ref, or I play too much soccer. If you can make the ump laugh,
Yeah.
like a big accomplishment for me at least.
No, for real, it is. That's funny. You know what? Ooh, excuse me. We had some good tacos
Yeah.
for dinner. That was a good taco burp.
I puked them all up though.
Yeah.
I actually did. No way. I ate. Then like I stood up and I had to go. I just threw up.
I think it was Denny's last night.
Yeah,
That
we
was
had
what's
Denny's
funny.
at like 11:30, and I had like a Santa Fe like spicy skillet, like coffee, and then like a big strawberry shake.
At
and
11
I've-
o'clock.
I felt terrible. I didn't get home till 2 a.m. The party night in ISU.
I'm jealous, dude.
No, I have not felt good all day.
Dude,
Like
the
it could be a
food
lot worse.
here-
But, like I felt off all day.
The food here is just always bad.
That's what you said it is at Bradley.
Yeah, I think college food is typically just kind of nasty.
It is. I can't eat breakfast here, man.
Really?
I tried.
Okay,
I can't do it.
Bradley, that's Bradley's one good food is because we've got Chick-fil-A that you can have for breakfast, and then our like
Oh.
dining hall's got really good breakfast supposedly.
We do like liquid eggs.
Ew.
Yeah, and it's the same every day. It's like liquid eggs, sausage, like chunks of potato,
Sausages.
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 but it's like the small, skinny ones that are like
Oh,
and
yeah,
disgusting.
like the links.
Yeah, but like not the good links that are like straight sausage. It's got like the wrapping on it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's disgusting.
That's like illegal.
And biscuits
a
and
little
gravy.
nasty. Huh.
But I have an 8:30 class, and I'm not a morning person, so I'm always like
8 p.m.
rushing 8:30 a.m.
Yeah, 8:30 p.m. morning class.
What do Darty?
Yeah, that was
He got invited to another college party.
unfortunately. No, David, no, 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 no.
I did this
No.
afterwards. That's me not supporting it.
Yeah, no
No.
partying in college. Unless you're going there to witness.
This
Hey,
is-
if you can,
Not advised.
what do you mean? No, you can go to a college party and witness.
It's not advised.
It's not advised. No, it's not a
There-
great
there've been
idea.
My
Shuts
dad,
the party down. Jesus loves you.
my dad knew of a guy that was doing that and then got framed. They made it look like he was being a horrible person at parties.
Oh,
If I
that's
say
not really good.
Yeah, maybe not then. Maybe
Yeah.
not, but yeah.
Go to a party, be like, this is all you should be drinking. You read the label, it says water. Water. Have you seen that TikTok where it was like nobody British people and it's that one song that opens up with ooh wah, and they
Yeah.
it, ooh wah making it sound like British. Ooh, wah.
What?
I'll have to try and find it sometime. It was I
It's so
saw-
hard to explain memes if you don't see them.
Yeah. Well, you know how the
Then
song
It
opens
was
up.
like, huh?
You know how it opens up? It's like
Mhm.
ooh, wah. They like captioned it ooh water, but like drug it out and made it sound like he was just saying it in a British accent.
Nice.
I laughed really hard, but I think it was super late at night.
Hey, things are always funny late at night.
Like Olin Rogers.
Yeah, Olin
Yeah.
Rogers.
Olin
Yes,
Rogers is funny, but Olin Rogers past midnight, just
prime.
like water is good, but water past midnight.
It's like when you wake up in the middle of the night and you just like eat your faucet in the middle of the night. You know, like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like the faucet's here. You're like,
Yeah. And you just like, let me just go back to bed.
you like take a second to process. You're like, yeah, I kind of did just like drain my faucet because I was so thirsty. But like, I'm gonna go back to bed now.
Yeah, then just
So,
go back to bed.
I don't do that.
that's
I'm a pretty sound
That's weird.
sleeper. I just sleep through the night most nights.
You don't ever wake up in the middle of the night really thirsty?
I mean, I do, but I usually just roll over because I'm too lazy.
That's
Mm.
see, that's not like a that's kind of the sluggard that Proverbs talks about.
Boom snap.
Kidding.
Just kidding.
At least I'm not the drunkard
Facts.
because we don't party
Amen.
unless it's with the Christian brothers.
Don't point at me. Don't. Oh, you're pointing at that.
I'm
Yeah.
pointing at the beer fridge.
Yeah, we got Eric's mini fridge. for our 2 people that are gonna watch this recording on YouTube. There you go.
That's the beer fridge.
But hey, it's filled with water, so it's okay.
Why?
Dude. Okay,
It's ginger ale.
we're already off.
Yeah, ginger beer.
We're already off.
Okay.
topic, but I'm gonna make it
Yeah.
even worse
Okay.
because Fish did something crazy the other night.
Oh boy.
This boy was he works at a cattle farm, and
Really?
kicked by a cow. Yeah, he works at a cattle farm when he's at school.
Oh yeah, kicked by a cow.
Got his wrist kicked, and it popped it out of socket.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he gets back, he, I was like, "How's the wrist?" And he holds it up, and it's like slumped over. And he's like, "It's out." And I was like,
No.
"You gonna get it popped back?" And he goes, "I'm gonna go upstairs and do it." And I was like, "Can I be there?" And he goes, "Yeah, I don't care." So I go upstairs with him, and he's like, "I'm gonna try and grab a shower real quick, and then I'll do it afterwards." So he comes and grabs me after he gets a shower. He's like, "Hey, you ready?" And I was like, "Sure." And we're walking back, and there's another guy named David. He's like, "Hey, David, let's go." And we all go into his room, and he's sitting there, and he goes, "So which one of you idiots is popping my wrist back?" And we're both like, heck no. And we called one of our friends, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm not walking over there." And then he, the other David offered to drive over and pick her up, but she's like, "I'll just walk you through it." And so she just tells him, like, grab his hand and pull. And he did. And I was like,
Was it nasty?
yeah.
That is
sounds
nasty.
I have a video.
What's
Right.
nasty? We have the man, the bat boy. that
Take your
we
shirt
were
off.
talking about.
Take your shirt off.
No,
Take your shirt off. We already talked about your packs. Come here.
no,
Get out of camera, take your shirt off, and then come back.
not happening. Yeah, here's our bat boy.
There's Eric.
And there's Eric. Eric was a spectator at our games,
Mm-hmm.
which I mean is just as important as the players, as the coaches. The fans are everything. The fans make or break a season. Hey man, if you had all fans, no players, your
What's the
team would
point?
suck. But you
True.
know what? Fans are important. So, moral of the story: have fans like Eric.
You guys had a lot of fans.
We did honestly.
We had a crowd.
We packed out games.
Yeah.
Like, for real.
Like people
I-
would line the fences.
Like I've played Christian Center baseball like my whole life, and I think the most that had been in a game was like probably 20 moms. Like it was all straight moms, and then it was like we'd have like half our church there, and it was like we'd be like the
Dang,
whole
that many
foul line.
people?
Whoa.
Yeah, the whole.
I
five
know.
lines.
We had the
It
entire
was.
elder board, all the pastors.
Yeah, dude. Pastor Rich, he was getting it. I'm just kidding. Pastor Rich didn't come.
Did we have Jimmy came to one of our games, right?
Jimmy did come. Yeah.
We had at least one pastor. So basically,
which is basically everybody, you know.
like one or a dozen, same thing.
Pastor counts as 10 people.
Exactly. All right, I'm gonna bring it back to the baseball though.
Yeah.
Because I just thought of this. You guys remember the game after our senior retreat? You remember that? We went on the senior retreat, stayed at the Hermans, and we were like
Yes.
there, and it like poured that night, and we're like, "There's no way we're playing tomorrow."
all my
Jimmy-
stuff at my house.
Yeah, because Jimmy was like, "Yeah, there's no way you guys are playing tomorrow." And it like, if anybody had looked at the radar, it was like, "Yeah, we were not playing." But somehow we woke up that morning, and I texted my dad, and he's like, "Game is on." So we're showing up like after staying up super late the night before to like go play baseball at
And we
East
did
Side.
stuff that day. too.
And we did a couple things that day. But I remember getting there and we were like kind of beat down. And Nate, because Nate was one of like the head
bro.
assistant coaches too. He's like, "Hey, I got some pre-workout." And dude, did you both take it? I did not take it because I was pitching.
I took it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't
you.
remember the game.
It only affected Bobby. Because I remember I took it and it was my first time taking pre-workout and I expected to just bounce off the walls. And all it did was make my ear itch.
Dude, I remember looking at Bobby the whole time I'm pitching. He's like, and then like he'd catch the ball and then he'd like throw it back and he'd be like,
Mhm.
dude, you were something else. You like it when it kicked in. You were like running around the field.
That was I don't remember the game. Oh, I
That's
do remember throwing it
insane.
to what's his name?
Jacob?
Seth.
Oh,
on
Seth,
third
yeah.
base. I remember that play. Like there's a guy on third. I caught it and I was beating it to
'Cause-
Seth. Remember that?
Because you thought we were throwing it around or
Yeah.
something.
You struck somebody out. I was at third base. I thought we were throwing it around and you struck him out. So I beamed it to Seth. And he was like,
He was like, "Oh, the ball is here."
it was so funny.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of pre-workout, you know that tub I got before we worked out that one time?
Mm-hmm.
I used 2 scoops of it and left it in the car when I worked out with Seth in the silver car. Then Mark and I took the car here to school. I hadn't taken it out. It's gone. No idea where it is.
Then one of the guys get it.
Just like the microphone.
Just like the microphone, bro.
It's like- Facts. I had a microphone, much like this microphone, which I ordered as a replacement because it was gone.
Upgrades. Thank you, listeners. This is what we're doing with the money you gave us.
This is
Just
the
kidding. We're not
microphone.
making, or you're not making. I don't know if you guys are making money yet, but hey, if you need somebody to do your finances, 2 years.
You can do my finances for the podcast.
Yes.
Yes.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen.
Finance.
Canto Podcast
Finance. Yeah.
is financed by me eventually.
What's your name?
I don't know yet. We'll think about it.
Wealthy Weichel.
Comment below what my finance firm should
Yes.
be named someday.
or
or-
Michael's winnings.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
need to make an email for this podcast.
Yeah. Like you know how like Bryce and what's his name?
Ben.
No, Bryce and like
it
their
Mike?
One Street Over
Oh,
podcast.
Mike.
Have you listen?
It's
Yeah,
Mike.
Bryce and
Mike
Mike,
Myers.
dude, that's a good podcast. And the One Street Over, I always remember their outro. It's like, if you have any questions, like you can email us at onestreetover@gmail.com. And I was like, I'm gonna email them sometime and just
Yeah,
be like, I
he
love the
did.
podcast.
Yeah, I did. I sent them the book of Homulations from TikTok.
That was you.
That was
And
me.
you got it on the podcast?
I got it on the podcast.
Dude,
Yeah,
no way. Yeah, dude. That's
We
crazy.
We should do an in-depth episode because they didn't really go in depth on that. But I
Hey,
have
man.
I took screenshots of the Google Doc and then made a folder. So
I think I
got
did the same thing.
I got all 161 verses.
Yo,
Oh.
we just go through them at some point, like one by one, and be like fact or cap.
Yeah. That could be like a
Welcome back
segment.
to Fact or Cap.
All right. Here we go.
All right,
Fact or
this is
cap.
The fact or cap segment.
Do not yeet unless yeeted upon. But if one messes with thy flock, thou must baptize them with thy Glock.
What was the last part?
But if one messes with thy flock, thou must baptize them with thy Glock.
I'm gonna say that one's cap because I think the Bible's got something against violence,
Yeah, we're not gonna
possibly.
shoot, but next
Ooh.
story book.
Boy,
Yo!
Yo, put that away, bro.
you said it's cap, right?
Don't cap us.
I mean, you cap 'em.
No, but
Oh.
maybe no.
That was verse 10, by the
Verse
way.
10. Okay. What else we got?
Okay, this one they mentioned in their podcast. Verse 7. If a bro has an ex, thou shalt not make a move on the ex without said homie's consent.
That's a fact.
That's fair.
That is
That is
fact.
fact. I think we've experienced that a couple times.
I think all of us have.
Yeah, I'd say that's a fact.
Yeah.
Because I mean, obviously, there's some sticky situations possibly there, and
You
you
don't want to
gotta
be awkward.
get the consent. Something's about to fall. So we're good.
I should have seen the 3D printer falling.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Oh,
Blake, your 3D printer is broken. Oh yeah.
I was like, Blake?
My bad. But yeah, I'm gonna say that one's fact.
All right. Bet. Should we keep going on that?
I say we do 2 more.
2 more?
Yes, sir.
Give me a random number and I'll see if it's appropriate.
27.
Someone
27.
27.
I like that number.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That's a good number.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Oh yeah, Yoda.
Credited to Yoda, the OG bro.
Hey,
Fact.
yeah, that's straight fact. If Yoda said it, that's like
Full facts.
That should be the 11th commandment.
That's like,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
hey, you know that part in Revelation where it says, if anyone adds to this book of prophecy, then the plagues in this book shall be added unto them.
You're gonna make a good plague.
We're just in bed tonight. It's like, you have been plagued. That would be bad. I'm not adding to the Bible. I'm not. I promise. That was just a joke.
It reminds me of advice Bobby gave Mark years ago. We're at his house in the hot tub. Mark goes, guys, I need advice. And Bobby's sitting there looking straight up at the sky and goes, just full send it, bro. And we sat there for a moment and thought about it. We were like, honestly, that's solid advice.
No, I was not a good person 3 years ago.
No, but for the circumstance,
Oh,
I forget what it was, but it actually helped Mark.
Oh, good.
Fair enough. All right, one more.
One more. All right,
Let's
Bobby,
see.
give me a number.
No, you do it because I said 27.
Okay. 82.
82.
Yes, sir.
That's 2 years off.
Okay.
2 years.
2 years off.
Life
Oh, yeah.
may be rough and things may look bad, but keep your head up and push forward. You are worth everything, my fellow kings.
Wait, what?
Life may be rough and things may look bad, but keep your head up and push forward. You are worth everything, my fellow kings.
Yeah.
Fact.
I mean, I'd say it's fact. It's a little worldly.
It's a little excessive. I
it's a
like
little
the,
excessive.
keep your
You
head up.
should
and
push on.
push it.
No, push on. Bible talks about perseverance.
It was like
Yeah.
John, like, I don't know.
I'm gonna say
6,
biblically, we're
33.
not worth everything.
No, we're worth nothing, kind of. Well, yeah, we are worth nothing.
Exactly. All right, just to balance
Jesus
that
woke us
out.
up.
Just to balance that out, I'm gonna read the verse of the day off the Bible app.
There we go.
The heart of man plans his ways, but the Lord establishes his steps. Proverbs 16:9.
Mm.
Right out of the ESV version.
Solid stuff.
Should probably start doing
I
that
gotta throw up again.
podcast for the verse of the day.
Do you actually?
I do.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yep. There he goes.
What do you say?
It's coming up again. I think he's got food poisoning from. There's no way he doesn't.
That's tough.
I don't know. I've been to Denny's like twice and gotten grilled cheese. That's like it.
The Denny's.
Really?
Yeah.
Should we take the listeners up there and go give them some like behind the scenes content?
You know, we totally could. If it gets too gross, I can always cut it.
I could hear it. I don't think we should go up there. It's pretty loud. Oh my goodness. Poor
He just
Bobby.
brings
Dude.
the earbud up with him.
Yeah, no, he goes, I gotta throw up again. And he's like, yeah, he goes, yeah, it's coming. He just took his earbud out and he's like walking out the door. He's like, I'm throwing up. Poor kid, dude. That's rough.
Dude, I had a classmate. We were doing this Colorado trip with school. It's part of a psychology class.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the biggest cheat code. It was an intermester, and we went out to Colorado for a week. So it was like
That
3
is
weeks of,
that
like,
is nice.
and then a week in Colorado. And after the first or second day, this one guy goes, "Hey, do you have a bag for me to throw up in?" And we're all like, "No." And he goes, "Okay, well, where do you want me to throw up?" And Professor Peterson, not Peterson, Watterson, he's like, "Well, do you want me to open the door?" And he goes, "Not gonna make it," and then just throws up in the front of the bus.
Ew.
We're all just sitting in the back like, music, let's go. And it was gross. One guy
That's a little nasty.
sat there behind him holding his shirt so he didn't fall out of the bus because we were still moving.
Oh geez.
Yeah.
That's rough.
That's when I found out he gets motion sickness really bad. I felt bad for the guy, but he took it like a champ. And
Huh.
then he got back on. They like poured some water on it to like rinse it off and stuff. And he gets back on and somebody started making jokes about it. And he just goes, They're like, oh, it looks a little runny up there. And he goes, nah, it was more chunky. And we're all like, oh,
Didn't need to know that.
right. You're welcome.
Tough.
This-
Yeah. Chunky puke.
So
Okay.
Bradley, what is your worst baseball injury?
Worst baseball injury?
Yeah,
Um,
just getting that line drive. It wasn't that bad.
yeah, I mean, I've been hit with a couple line drives pitching. I've been like the plant leg or the shoulder or the elbow. And obviously like, you get hit by pitches a lot. Playing baseball, like when you're hitting, and obviously those leave some gnarly bruises, dude. Like when you get the seams in you, you feel like a champ. It's like, yeah, I got hit by that. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
took it like a champ, you know. But honestly, probably my worst baseball injury is kind of like an embarrassing story because it wasn't totally like baseball related. I broke my rib, like two of my ribs, partially from playing baseball. But it started because I was leaving a party like at a park during the summer. There was like a whole bunch of people there. I'm carrying this like 5-gallon water jug, like those giant orange coolers full of water. And I'm riding my ripstick on the park, like in the park area. And I was like, you know what? This is just going to be easier if I ride it instead of walking and carrying this thing. So I'm riding it. It's in my left hand. I'm like facing forward. And like next thing I know, this like 2-inch crack comes out of nowhere. My front wheel hits it. And I go like head first, like down towards the pavement, but like the jug caught in my left hand. So I landed right on the jug on my side. And it was like, oh, and it like took the wind out of me. And like there was like a whole bunch of people around. I was like, get up. Like hopefully nobody saw that. People definitely saw that. But like I was like, get up quick. And so yeah, that was rough. But then I went to a game that night and I was like, it was a tournament game, so it was kind of a big game. And I had to catch, and we're like we're warming up in the bullpen, and this was like our hardest pitcher at the time. I mean, and we were like 15 years old, and he was probably throwing like 84. So
Right.
like he was bringing the heat. So we're catching, and the problem is he wasn't super accurate, and he spiked a lot of his fastballs, which is scary as a catcher because it's like you got no time to react, and they almost speed up sometimes when they hit the dirt.
Yeah.
But anyways, I go down to block it, and when I moved my arms down to block it, my elbow had moved my chest protector, and the ball bounced and came up and hit me right dead on where I'd like fallen on the jug. And that's when I just felt my rib go like boom, and it like cracked, and it was bad, and it was like some nasty pain. And like, but it was like instant pain, and I could like play the rest of the game, and it was like okay. But it was like the very next day I'm like laying, and I was like I can take only like short breaths here because it's like it feels like something's pinching my lung. And I remember like sitting in the car with my mom after we were somewhere, and I was like, Mom, we need to go somewhere. Like I'm having a hard time breathing right now. And we go to it wasn't the hospital or the ER, but somewhere where they did x-rays. It was like prompt care or something like that. Yeah. And they took the x-ray, and they're like, yeah, nothing's broke. They're like, but you could like take a week off or maybe a couple games off and like just give it some rest. And I was like, okay, because we had a game that night. And so I didn't play that game that night, but like right when I'm getting to the game, my mom calls, she goes, yeah, so your rib is broken. You got 2 of them broken. You can't play for like 2 weeks. I was like, all right, great. But I sat out one more game, and then it ended up playing for the next 2 weeks because they were kind of big games. So I didn't take much of a time off, but that would probably have to be my worst baseball injury. And it was a whole ordeal. And the funny thing is, it's like honestly, if I had just gotten hit with the baseball, it would have broken my rib. But it's the fact that I was rip sticking with a 5-gallon water jug and fell and landed on a thing that started the process of breaking my ribs. So
As one does.
yeah, stuff happens.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. Because like we mentioned this on the last podcast, so I won't get into it, but like my brother's had his lung collapse several times.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually supposed to be on this one, but he ended up going to a friend's house. But when he got his pneumothorax, they said it just kind of randomly happens to guys that are tall, white, skinny. They don't know why, but those are the guys. You are taller than Mark.
Yep.
And that was the thing that was like, We were talking about that one time wakeboarding because Mark got one, and then our friend Adian got one, who's also tall, white, and skinny. And we're like, man, we are all tall, white, and skinny. I was like, you and I are taller. I'm a
Yeah.
ginger, so I'm the whitest one of the bunch. I was like, we're at risk. So luckily you didn't get one when your ribs cracked.
Yeah, no, honestly, that would have been really, really bad. And I mean, no, I don't want to smell your breath. I don't, yeah, no, that would have
Why did you
been,
take the gum? It doesn't even smell bad. You know
Really?
why? Because it's all like just like the. I don't have anything in my system now.
oh,
I
so
definitely have food poisoning. There's like it has to be.
it was Denny's last night.
Yeah, because I got the Santa Fe skillet, and I remember because I ate it, and there was like this burrito meat, and I was like, I go, that looks weird. I was like, and I ate it all, and like ever since I ate that, I was like, oh.
Poor guy. Dude, that sucks.
Bobby, this is like the Chinese food all over again from Hy-Vee. When you looked at the noodles, you're like, oh, those don't look right. Ate it all anyway, and that was sick.
Yeah, it's such a common occurrence, and it's always like I don't know, it's either Chinese food or Mexican food, dude. Nothing like not to be bogus.
Ow.
Not to be bogus. I'm just saying it's like food like it's because it's. I had the Santa Fe skillet. I bet a lot of people don't eat that.
Yeah.
And then probably got an email. Oh,
Yeah, tough stuff.
I was messing around with the filters. This is random, but this will be funny for our YouTube viewers if it works. I found this.
Whoa. Oh, there we go.
I was like, yeah.
Nothing was happening. And all that happened was our screens, like Bobby and I were over here, and then it was David, and our screens go like this. They just go whoop, and it like flipped us, and nothing happened.
Right.
But this is cool. Bobby's on fire right now. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Bobby's
Shadrach,
getting burned alive.
Bendigo.
I call it Bendigo.
What the heck does that mean?
Shadrach.
Oh, sorry.
Bobby's me, Shaq.
I just
Turn this off so we can see Bobby.
Bobby just landed a water bottle flip. It was pretty
all
gnarly.
the viewers on all the listeners, I should say on spot, but I'm like, what?
Yeah, we just
I feel
changed.
bad that you're doing this and you're like, you got food poisoning.
I feel fine. Like, you know,
Do you
what?
feel better after you like get it out?
Yeah,
That's good.
it just comes in waves. Like when it hits me, it's like it feels like the world's ending. Like I was in there, I was just like on my hands and knees, like because you know everybody's had food poisoning.
Oh yeah.
So everybody knows how to. It's just like there's like nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, I got food poisoning at camp. Well, not at camp. I got it before camp and then threw up at camp.
That's what we talked about that at supper today.
We
You guys
did.
remember, like you like said no, that was like just now. So, no, we were talking about supper.
Yeah.
Because we said summer camp, and I was like, yeah, big boy.
Yeah, I got scared to go into camps because
That's
of
fair.
that.
Which one was that?
That was junior high retreat. That
Oh,
was like our 8th grade year. I had Taco Bell like right before we left.
See,
And then I
Mexican food, bro.
Yeah,
It's the burrito meat.
it's
What'd you
well,
eat?
it was okay. So it was like a taco, and
Burrito
then
meat.
it was
Like ground beef?
like a quesadilla. But then I went back to Taco Bell like 2 years later because I was like, all right, whatever. This is like a random occurrence,
You thought
they
about
took-
it again before you went to Taco Bell?
huh?
Like you went to Taco Bell 2 years later, and you thought about the time you got food poisoning?
Yeah, I was like, whatever. Like this, like it happened like once,
Yeah.
like not a big deal. And I had been like once or twice in between them, but I'd like gone. And you know those like Cinnabon Delight things that are like
Hmm.
slices of heaven, like they're so good. They took those things and threw them in the fryer that they had been frying every single other thing in the whole day, and it's like a dessert thing. I ate like 6 of them and like got food poisoning again from it. So
dang,
Are you
bro.
sure you're going like anaphylactic? Like a.
no, because
That's
they
what
don't
I
do
thought. You
they
could-
don't do peanuts or anything at Taco Bell.
That would be so bad. I was gonna say, I was like, that's definitely probably an allergic reaction.
Yeah, no context. I have a severe peanut allergy, so
Dude,
it gets me.
I just realized we talked about food poisoning. We talked about food poisoning last podcast.
That's right, because
I got-
he got it with Addie.
Did
and
you
them.
have it like when I was during the podcast? Because I have it
No.
right now.
I got
No.
no. We were talking about when I
Oh.
went to Benzino
Sorry.
wood fired with the Keelers. It was the first time I ever ate out with her family, and it was
Oh yeah.
it was like the second time I met her dad. I think
You
the
talked
only
to me about that.
I think the only time I had met her dad before was at No, I'd met him twice. Once was in passing at a BCC event, which is the name of the church they go to. And then the other was at Kenzie's birthday party. And it was just like a high and by kind of thing. Because he was talking to somebody when I showed up.
Hey, I'm dating your daughter. Bye.
Bye.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, I remember that because like Addie asked, like she brought it up the Monday, so it was like right before we did the podcast. But Monday on Justin, she goes,
Yeah.
"Did you hear about?" No, I said, "Did you hear about David?" I was like, "I heard David got sick." She goes, "It's all my fault. I did all this," and I was like, "You didn't do anything." I was like, "It's not your fault because you weren't there." And I was
Right.
like, "You're fine." She goes, "I felt so bad." I was like, "What happened?" She goes, "We all got normal food, and David got something like completely different." And that's what I did yesterday. Everybody got normal stuff, and I got some Santa Fe breakfast skillet thing with some orange meat. There's orange.
Ew.
Do not break the status quo, listeners. It's not
Don't get-
worth it.
That's why you always stick to food that's good at restaurants. You know, everybody's like, try something
Don't be
No,
different.
no.
Don't be different.
You're talking about like linguine Alfredo. It's a safe bet. Steak. Safe bet. Chicken tenders. If you're a girl, that's what you're already getting. Safe bet.
Exactly.
Because let's be honest, chicken tenders are great. But I've never seen a guy get chicken tenders at Longhorn.
Anna Cruz, she got chicken tenders at Denny's last night.
Really?
Yeah, every girl gets chicken tenders, dude.
Huh. Do you think Longhorn even has chicken tenders?
They better not. No, they do have chicken tenders because when I took Addie Pepper to prom, I said, get whatever you want. I was like, we'll pay you for chicken tenders. I was like, you got chicken tenders.
But
Yeah, if Abby Pepper's listening to this, Weenie. L7 Ween. Just kidding. It was a fun time.
That's rude.
I'm kidding. It was so fun. Like we had a good time. But she got chicken tenders at Longhorn. I was like,
Middle school.
middle school. I got Red Rock shrimp.
Nice.
That's pretty good. I didn't get a steak though. I should have got a steak. Then I got pulled over that day.
shout out to Abby. She still owes me a nice card.
Yeah, that's so true.
Not even gonna explain that. I just hope she hears this. Just so she knows that she still owes me one.
We can let her know that we talked about her. What's the timestamp right now? I'm recording.
Timestamp? I won't know yet. We can, whenever we text her, we can let her know. I don't think
We've probably been going for a while.
We started at 8:35, something like that.
We've been going for
We're
over an hour.
shoot. Should
We're
probably-
gonna-
Yeah, we can wrap it
Oh,
up.
no, it's been
We
about an
can-
hour.
Oh,
Let's
just
do
over.
one more segment. Let's do one more segment.
one more little topic.
Hmm.
Ooh, man. Yo, we want to talk about how we capped off the baseball season at the Hermans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I can
all
put
right.
the video in after this.
David, go ahead and explain what was happening.
This
That
is
was-
all you, man. This was your baby. This season.
All
was-
right, fair enough. All
You
right.
always thought about doing it, didn't
Mm,
you?
yeah, a little bit. Okay, so usually at the end of our like seasons, they have tournaments, right? And I'll throw this in there. Usually at the end of the season, we have like a tournament. And I mean, we had gone 7 during the season, so we were like, all right, we kind of got this tournament thing in the bag. So like, start of the tournament, we were all gonna like bleach our hair like blonde,
That's right. Yeah.
and we were gonna show up to like the tournament with like bleach blonde hair, like every single one of it. It was gonna look pretty sick,
Will was
honestly.
gonna break up with you.
Yeah, that would have been the one downside, but hey, we would have been tournament champions, so it might have made up for it.
Exactly.
Just kidding. Might have been that might have been the line. That might have been the line.
That might have been.
Okay. It's okay though.
be a cheat
But anyways, so we didn't end up having a tournament because they couldn't organize one, which kind of sucked. But we were like, you know what? We still want to go out with a bang this season. Like,
We
what do
still
you?
had a winning season.
Yeah,
had
we still had
best record
we had the
ever,
best record,
I think.
and we were like, you know what? We're gonna call ourselves tournament champs. And so what do they do at the end of like a celebration of like championship game? Right? They take the champagne bottles and they're like spraying it everywhere, and we're like, all right, let's do it. So obviously, we're not 21. Nobody come after us. Don't demonetize this video, please. Like we got sparkling grape juice and stuff, so it's okay.
Welch's.
Okay.
Welch's,
Welch's.
fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we got the stuff. We are at the Hermans on a Monday night, and it's like getting late. It's getting dark outside. And we're like, all right, it's time. And so we got every single guy on our team like from Betsy one of these bottles. And I don't know if we can play the video or play the sound of the video at
I'll
some
put it
point,
in.
but
Right.
right
Now.
now.
I got you. I got you.
Where's Bradley?
All right, are we recording? Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we celebrate the greatest Christian Center baseball season ever. I'm not sure about that. 1 loss, 6 wins. Let's party.
There you go. You just watched the video. But yeah,
I
that
always wanted to do
that
that.
was cool. We were like, woo. So we're back. But yeah, so that's how we ended our season. It was pretty legit.
It was.
Like honestly,
It stung the crap out of our eyes. So we didn't
it's
we didn't
yeah,
have like,
yeah, that was I mean, but hey, it made it fun. It was a memory. I mean, I will never forget that like baseball season for like the rest of my life. And more baseball seasons to come when we're all playing men's league softball someday.
Yeah.
And we're all like dads and our kids are like running around.
Our
but
kids
like,
are, like watching and stuff.
yeah, that's my dad. Yeah, maybe Bobby will finally get a hit during the season.
Yeah.
So.
No, I got one hit. You
One
remember?
hit,
I got
hey,
one
so
hit.
that's okay.
I
It's
got
all good.
domed too during that season. Last game of the season, I got domed in the head.
Took it like a champ. You wouldn't even known. Shook it right off.
You know what's sad though about the sparkling grape juice? Ethan Booker was not there.
I forgot about that. I
Everybody
actually
was
felt
in it
so
except for Ethan
bad.
Booker. He's at the top of the hill, and like we didn't do it with him.
I felt bad.
He didn't even know we did it though. Apparently,
That's
but I was
good.
also like,
How
"There's
did
no
he
way
miss
did
it? That's what I
I
want.
don't know.
Maybe he was inside because there's no way nobody heard because it was so funny because everybody's like talking and I start like screaming. I was like, I go, everybody, this is your memory of like the greatest baseball season. And then like I was like, everybody got dead quiet. They started watching us, and I was like, okay, so center.
It went crazy
attention.
when we did it.
There's
Yeah.
a crowd.
There was like
There's a crowd.
40 people there. There was a good bunch of people, but yeah, that is how we ended the baseball season. Best like season of my life for sure, by far. Crazy
That was
stuff.
hype. Trying to find. There it is. All right, I'm gonna airdrop it to me after this. But yeah, it was hype. All right, well, Bradley, I'm implementing a new rule. Guest has to close it out.
Guest has to close it out.
Has to close it
All
out.
right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to episode 2 of the Hanto podcast, for reliving some of our best memories from this past season of playing baseball together. Best time of our lives. Thanks so much again for listening. David and Bobby, thank you for having me on the podcast. Maybe someday you'll have me back. I'd definitely come. It was a blast, even though Bobby had food poisoning. But hey, you know what?
I feel the next.
We're
one.
troopers. We do what we got to do to make quality podcasts for you guys. Thank you so much to our 2 monthly listeners or 7 monthly listeners. 7 monthly listeners. You
One
guys
of
are
them
the
is my
best.
Mom.
Yep. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Moms are important.
They are important.
But hey, you know what? I'm sure the guys will get an email up for you guys. So email the podcast whenever you want. And thank you so much for
Let's do a
listening.
thank you crew.
Huh?
What do they say?
All right, yeah. Okay, so here's how it goes. We say see you and then next time. So all right, thanks for listening to Hanto Podcast, and we will see you next time.